Al die kunstenaars hebben een ritueel voorbereid voor jullie. Het kan alleen maar bestaan omdat jullie hier zijn. Dus voor hen is dat een groot cadeau.
A big dragon came into this room. The microphone picked the sound in the room and then started to moving like a dragon. One moment, getting too much, but the audience was still somehow holding and like not to listen but feeling. And then one moment it's gone. Yeah, it was nice.
The Embassy of Future Citizenship create a library with 5 manifestos. The one manifesto is Brexit Manifesto, the other one is the New Turkey Contract, the other one is Marrakesh Declaration, the Nashville Statement, and agreements between Japan and America about nuclear energy. We invite the participants and public to come to the embassy. And then they can wander the space, they can wander the library, and then they can choose a manifesto. They step into the ritualistic space, and from here I guide them through a collective ritual which based on a reading, breathing and releasing techniques.
Now read the text you selected from the beginning to the end by slowing down your pace. Try to imagine it is a journey through a landscape of words. Read each word one by one without trying to make a whole sentence.
The principle of the ritual is against everything what we are used to at the moment. It's slow, it's political, it asks a lot of patience, it is sometimes confronting. So each time when I'm executing the ritual with participants, it is a new thing for me. It is not that I'm producing an automatic thing, because the constellation of the participants, they create a kind of body. They create a body with 5 elements. And to understand what that temporally collective means and what that temporally collective needs is for me also the ritual as the person who guides the ritual or facilitates this space to contemplate and to be aware of the meaning of the words and what the manifestos actually propose for our future.
Together, nation, we must, but for futures, this night.
The words are really, in their self, they are really powerful tools. And they can also legitimize really violent acts, but also they can legitimize also non-violent acts.
War, governments, aside.
In the end, they wrote a sentence from this experience, and all these sentences and symbols and combined binding words become a kind of exhibition space where also audience can come and wander. But when you read them next to each other, they also give a kind of idea what future might be as a citizens, the wishful future.
Nazik El-Malaika, she was a poet. Just before she died, she said, "Please, I hope someone will remember me. I don't want to be forgotten." I decided to take her childish desire seriously and say, "Okay, Nazik, I will take care of this. I will do it. I will make sure that people don't forget or can remember you or don't forget you." Inside the ritual, there's also many different rituals that are happening. It's more of a room and a time that is given rather than gestures that are imposed. Welcome, come. Often also there are people doing other things. This for me is very important. That in any ritual there's always someone that's distracted, maybe answering a phone call, making food, leaving in the middle of falling asleep. It's very lively and and I kept very warmly to this idea that it's not an aesthetic, clean unit thing. It is people gathering in a space, and that creates a joyful mess.
That's what we eat in winter or in the mountains. All the way from Beirut to Tehran. Mix it like this.
Rituals are there always to acknowledge the matter, to give matter, which is an animal or a human or a thing, to give it this importance so you can feel it. It could be anything. But we do a lot of stuff and then it doesn't matter. And ritual, it's about really acknowledging this matter. When you say ritual, you always think about religion and big ceremonical stuff that's coming from the past, that's primitive and far away from society. But it is important to not lose the continuity of life. The meaning of it, it's not the things that you do, but that you do it together.
What I try to do this night is to try to make a ritual into the night, walking and let something else speak through the experience, and to catch information from the surrounding, from what's the city saying in the moment of we pass through the landscape. You start from a point, you go away from the point, you have an experience of transformation, and when you come back, you are not exactly the same person that's when you start. And this is why I think that in a way it depends of how you look at, how you experience the work, but work is a ritual. So, for the first part of the work, what I want to propose you is to follow me. And I ask you to stay in the group, to not spread all over, but to try to stay as much as possible into the group, and to maintain this distance during the work. So it means that try to be aware that not come very close to me, but use my presence as a filter to watch and to perceive the surrounding. Work, in a way, is a fluxus, as a ritual is one of the most important part of the ritual, and is about community. Working is something that we do as something really normal, let's say, and so we're not focused on the mechanism of the act of working. So I think that to have a root in the body when you work, so when you want to be focused on something, to start from the body and knowing how the body is moving when work is really a possible way to not be, well, I don't know, in an emotional level or completely into the thoughts, but to be grounded to something really concrete. And from this concreteness, it's possible that it's an opening to something that you don't know.
In this year, 2019, I will change my name. So this work, it's one of the fragments of Gabino, let's say. I collect all the photographs that I appear, and then I made a classification in very basic categories like standing, sitting, expressing emotions, hugging people, and many others. The idea is to, during, I don't know exactly how much, but 3-4 hours, I act the photograph. I represent myself as a way to pass through all those images that are part of my life and all those moments that I behave as me. And then to try to start closing this cycle of being what I am now. The other ritual, it's a work that I did 3 or 4 years ago, and I always want to present it again, but it was very difficult because of practical issues, and I don't know, it's a work that is difficult to find its place because it's not, I don't know what it is, well, it's a ritual, but yeah, it's not clear what it is. 100 bricks. The idea is to make dust it's like a loop of actions that I made in the space. First I put the 100 bricks like this, and then like the domino effect. And then I take the last one, and then I broke it, and then I take some dust, and then I put it. And then I put everybody again up, the 99, and then it's a work that I made with a clear objective, but then I start not to read it in a very clear way, so I prefer just to leave it like this.
Thank you.